Mommy, stop! I was filming!
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't run across me before, hey, I go by Didi. Y'all can see who this video is gonna be about by the title. Real quick before I get into the video, I have to thank my girl Shy for sending me some of her soaps from her business called Sunshine Scents. Y'all, these soaps smell so good. I'm not even lying. I literally ran to take a shower after I got this package. It left my skin so smooth and soft, and they smell so good. Y'all, 10 out of 10. And then she sent me a really sweet note. This literally made my day. I love reading messages from y'all. Yes, y'all, I do promo. If you have a small business or anything that you like to show off or promote on my channel, hit me up on Instagram, or you can try to reach me in the comments. I love doing promo for y'all. We family, we have to look out for each other and support each other and all that. So send them in. I'll be happy to do promo. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. But y'all know, before I do that, I have to give out my little disclaimer. Anything I say in this video I found online or can be found online. I'm not making up anything to bash or slander anybody's name. Okay, now y'all can see by the title that this video is gonna be about Lil Tay. Now I know y'all remember this bad ass little girl that was really taking over the internet at one point in time. Like, you couldn't open up Instagram, Facebook, nothing without seeing this little girl. And it just seemed like she up and disappeared out the blue, but recently she has been back in the media. So I thought, let's get into Lil Tay real quick and see what's really been going on behind the scenes. Claire Hope was born July 29, 2007 in Atlanta, Georgia. This is making her 16 years old today. Now, Claire moved to Vancouver when she was still really young, and her mother was a real estate broker. Now, her father's name is Chris, and they split up when she was about 2 years old, and they both have joint custody. But Claire continued to stay with her mother. Now, it has been said that Claire grew up very well. She enjoyed to sing, dance, she even played piano. She was just very musically inclined, and she also enjoyed some outdoor activities like skating and swimming. Her mother made good money as a broker, and financially it seemed like Claire never really needed for nothing, and looking from the outside in, it seemed like she had a pretty decent childhood. Now, Claire also has an older brother named Jason. They share the same mama and have different daddies. Now, Jason had really early dreams of internet fame. He was always on YouTube making videos and things like that. He would make internet diss tracks, and it was clear he just studied YouTubers and all these people that went viral. He really had dreams of going viral on the internet. But it seemed like Jason could never really go viral. His videos didn't get any traction, and he just really never got anything out of it. But it was clear Jason was still chasing some type of internet fame. So this is when, around the time in 2018, he developed a plan to turn his younger sister, who was 9 at the time, into some sort of character online, and this character developed into who we now know as Lil Tay. Now, Lil Tay can be described as a loud, flashy little girl who somehow has all this money, all these luxury cars, and she would come online making videos about how she has so much more money than these grown men and rappers and celebrities and things like that. And you know, she would just kind of shit on everybody that she has more money than them, and she would come online flexing it.
Broke ass haters. Y'all ain't doing it like Lil Tay. This is why all y'all fucking haters hate me, bitch. This shit cost me $200,000. I'm only 9 years old. I ain't got no license, but I still drive this sports car, bitch. Your favorite rapper ain't even doing it like Lil Tay.
Now, Jason has been caught telling and coaching his younger sister on what to say in these videos, and in some of these videos she's saying some pretty nasty and vulgar things.
Lil Tay be popping on YouTube right now.
Right now. You're gonna be like more ignorant.
What do I say? This shit cost me $10,000, and
I
this.
said stop saying 10,000, 2,000, 3,000, 2,500. Your auntie, yo, Lil Tay go, mama, and I'ma smack your auntie, cause your mama a thought and your auntie ugly as fuck.
I'm gonna fuck mama, and I'ma still smack your auntie, cause your mama a thought, and your auntie ugly as
Now, he would get access to these big, luxurious houses through his mother's real estate background. It's even been reported that his mother asked her co-worker to use his Mercedes so that Jason would be able to film Claire doing these videos and, you know, make it more believable. So it's clear that her mother was also on board and was helping Jason get the things that he needed in order to go viral. Now, these videos quickly began to gain traction and everybody was just kind of confused but astonished on how this little girl had all this money and asking questions, you know, where are her parents? Who was allowing her to do this? Now, in the meantime, while these videos was going viral, Claire was also starting to record music. But it seemed like these flashy viral videos really overtook that and you really never heard much about her music at this time. Now, y'all probably wondering where Claire's father was during all this. Well, he has came out and said that he felt like he couldn't really do anything to stop the creation of Lil Tay because he felt misled himself. Now, how Claire's father described it going is, one day out the blue, Claire's mother, Claire, and Jason announced that they were moving to LA to pursue Claire's career and that she needed his permission before Claire could go because they shared custody. Now, he thought that she was pursuing a music career because, like I mentioned before, Claire was very musically inclined and she always just had a thing for music. So he allowed her to go. So now Claire's mother, and Jason are now living in LA. So the family actually ended up moving in with another internet sensation named Whoa Vicky, who was also going viral around this time for having a black scent and claiming that she was black. But it wasn't until Claire linked up with Bad Baby, who was another internet sensation known for her famous Dr. Phil interview, that things really blew up for Claire. They had made a video together and it went viral basically overnight, and Lil Tay was an overnight sensation at this point.
Tough stuff? Put your bag down, tough stuff.
Ain't nothing wrong with everything great. Yeah, that's what I said. Nothing wrong with
What's up? Come on.
Hey,
what's
hey.
up? Do something. You're 18.
Stop. They ain't gonna do that like that.
Come on, what's up?
They ain't gonna do that like that. No, no.
She's not. What's up, bitch?
No, don't start talking because I'm in the middle.
What's
You'll
up?
get lost. Stop.
Come on, run it,
Yeah.
bitch.
You trying to fight?
Come on, touch me. I want you to hit me. Hit me, bitch.
At this point, Claire was constantly in the spotlight. She was linking up with all these rappers. You know, she was with Lil Pump, and you know, he was big around this time. She was seen with Chief Keef. Now, Jason and Claire's mother were really struggling at this point because Claire blew up out the blue and they were really struggling to find some type of management, and things were just really hectic and all over the place for them. An LA music producer that actually worked with Claire claimed that during this time, there were 6 different people claiming to be Claire's manager. So it's clear that everything was just all over the place. And Claire's mother and Jason were new to this industry, so it makes sense. But they were just kind of making promises to a whole lot of people, taking on meetings with a whole lot of people. It was just a mess at this point. And it's even alleged that Warner Studios, yes y'all, Warner Studios reached out to Lil Tay and they were ready to offer her a 6-figure music deal, but they never heard anything back from Claire's mother. So it's clear that she was kind of missing out on these big deals because she was not being properly managed, and her mother and Jason didn't know what they were doing. So meanwhile, back in Vancouver, Claire's father is really upset at this point. He's seeing his daughter's videos going viral. Of course, he's not for this. He really doesn't like his daughter being seen in this way, but how he described it, he felt like his hands were tied. All he could really do was call Angela, which is Claire's mother, and kind of convince her to bring Claire back home. And he did have a couple reasons to do this. For one, he said that Claire had over 70 absences in school. So Angela never pulled Claire out of that school. Claire was still enrolled in school and she was just racking up all these absences, and Claire was not enrolled in LA. So Claire was really missing out on a lot of school, and Claire's father was very upset and he wanted his daughter to be back home. But he could never get a clear response from Angela, so he felt like all he could really do was sit back and watch his daughter's videos go viral. Meanwhile, back in LA, Claire's management is still all over the place. The family is constantly getting taken advantage of because they don't really know the ins and outs of the industry, and they're kind of just agreeing to deals. But eventually they do find a manager that has genuine intentions, and his main focus was to clean up Claire's image. He really wanted to separate Lil Tay from Claire so Claire would be able to get more and better brand deals. But the manager reported that Jason, Claire's brother, was very hard to work with. He was just very stingy about what could be done with this Lil Tay character, and he was in control of the Lil Tay Instagram. And anytime the manager would try to post something on the Instagram page, it was just very, very hard to convince Jason to let him post it, and Jason was just really stingy with the page. The manager also reported that the family had a really bad habit of going behind his back and taking on really big brand meetings and things like that. They would just take on these big meetings with these companies by themselves without the manager. They wouldn't even let him know, and they would just go behind his back and take on these meetings and lead on all these people to believe that they were going to work with Lil Tay. And right before the deal goes through, they would pull the plug and say, never mind, we don't want to work with you. So it kind of messed up their reputation with a lot of companies and brands and things like that. And of course, their manager was always left to pick up the mess. So at this point, the manager is really starting to run out of options, and he's getting really fed up with the family. But of course, he's still doing his job, and he manages to get the whole family on to Good Morning America. And this is when he wants Claire to finally admit that Lil Tay is just a character. He wants this done on live TV, so this can kind of help towards her image. But once again, Jason had a problem with this. He felt like if Claire announced that Lil Tay was just a skit and this was not really how she acted in real life, that everybody would unfollow the page, and that was really his main concern. But of course, the manager kept pushing, hey Claire, can you please just go and announce that, you know, Lil Tay is a character, this is a skit, this is not how you act in real life, this is just a character that you play. But when the interview rolled around, Claire ignored her manager's advice, and she decided to defend her mother and saying, nobody is telling me to do this, I want to do this on my own. And she never admitted that Lil Tay was a character. After this, Claire's image really began to fall apart even more, because there was a video that leaked of her smoking hookah, and there was another video that leaked of her pretending to smoke. And one day out the blue, Lil Tay completely disappeared. Her account was gone, and she was no longer posting new videos. Y'all, keep in mind, all this happened in a span of 3 months. Lil Tay was viral for about 3 months in 2018. So all this happened in 3 months. After them 3 months of fame, Lil Tay's account was gone, and people was left wondering what happened to Lil Tay. But we do now know that Claire's father actually got a court order to have her return to Vancouver, and in the court order it was stated that she had to delete her page. So that was the reason why Lil Tay disappeared off the internet, because she had to move back to Vancouver. Now Claire, of course, was very unhappy to be at home. She kind of blamed everything on her father, but her father stood firm, and he believed that he was doing the right thing. Claire's father told Claire's mother that in order for Claire to go back to LA, she had to do things the right way. He said that this time Claire had to get a visa so that she could legally work in the US, and she also had to be enrolled in school. He also wanted a percentage of her earnings to go into a trust fund. But he understood that Claire really had a career, so he wanted to help her settle on management. And he said that if Claire was going to pursue this Lil Tay character, that she could no longer be online flexing. She had to have something musical in it, whether she was singing, dancing, or acting. It had to be something like that. No more flexing. So Claire's mother agreed to these terms, and she found a music producer to come record music with Tay in Vancouver. Her dad even began to loosen up, and Claire was allowed to go back to LA for a week to work on some music. So it seemed like things were looking back up for Claire, but one day out the blue, the Lil Tay Instagram account went back active, and there were some posts on there claiming that Claire's father was a deadbeat father and that he was abusing her. In the post, it provided his work phone number as well as his email, and Chris has said that he had millions of people harassing him due to this post. The family claimed that the page was hacked, and they did recover the account. After this, things with Lil Tay went quiet again because of the custody battle between her parents. Now in 2021, Jason comes on the Lil Tay account with a GoFundMe. In the GoFundMe, he is claiming that Chris is abusing Claire, and he needs the supporters' help to get Claire out of the household. Now Claire's father completely denies this statement. He says it's false. You know, Jason is slandering his name, and he does plan to file a defamation lawsuit against him. After this, things died down again until August 9th of 2023, there was a post that appeared on the Lil Tay Instagram page. On this post, there was an announcement that Lil Tay, aka Claire, and her brother had passed away unexpectedly. Now, of course, this had the internet going crazy because we haven't heard about Claire since basically 2018. Now, out of the blue, they're saying that she's dead, her brother's dead. It's just crazy. Nobody really knows what happens. The page didn't come with any details. People are just trying to see what happened. Is this true? And it's so many news sites reporting this, like it's really a big deal. But the next day, TMZ comes out with a report saying they've spoken to Claire, aka Lil Tay, and she's okay, she's alive, and you know, they're claiming it's a hacker once again. Also in this announcement, she says that her name is no longer Claire and that she has changed it to Tay legally. Now, amidst to this news, Claire's lawyers also came out and have said that allegedly Claire's mother, Angela, has won full custody of Claire. So Claire's dad no longer has custody of Claire, period. And that Angela is requesting $275,000 worth of child support from Claire's father. Now, about a month after all this happens, Claire comes on her page, the Lil Tay Instagram page, and she says that her dad is the one that made the false claim and he's the one that hacked her account. Now, once again, her dad has came out and said that this is absolutely false and he still plans to file a lawsuit against the family. One day after this post, Claire finally shows her face for the first time in years. Everybody was shocked, like she's grown up. Claire is now 16 years old. She's no longer the 9-year-old girl we were seeing.
Why I've been gone. So, 5 years ago, I became famous, and my abusive absentee father, who had not been in my life for years up till that point, decided to come back into my life to take control over my career and my money. That's why I disappeared. He started a court case to silence me so I could not speak on what was happening and so he could take control over my money. His name is Chris Hope. This is him. This is Chris Hope. He was hooking up with random women all the time, and he found them off of Craigslist. This is his Craigslist email to a random woman who had an ad. Okay, this is an email trying to hook up with people. This is my mom talking to somebody about it after she found out about it. And she would always take out her anger onto me. What is this? This is what they were packing me for lunch. My mom had discovered that they were packing me this bullshit for lunch. Rotten, frozen, parasitic, moldy. Look at this. That's candy. That's expired candy. These are shoes I was wearing. The soles are broken. These aren't even the same pair of shoes. Look. Both of these soles are broken. These are the clothing they were providing for me. He owes me $250,000 in child support. He still owes it, by the way. He still hasn't paid it. He's legally obligated to pay it. He hasn't paid it.
And she even dropped a new song, which people were really surprised that she just hopped up out the blue after this claim, and all of a sudden she has new music out. So, you know, people are wondering, was this a publicity stunt to get your name back going in the media before you drop this music? What I can really say about that situation is I really hope Claire is doing this because she wants to do it and not because she feels pressure from her brother or her mother to do this. You know, she's been out of the spotlight for a couple years, so hopefully that kind of just cleared her head on what she wants versus what, you know, the people around her wants. So, you know, she's still young. She's only 16 years old. She still has to find herself. But I'm wishing Claire the best. Thank y'all so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. And yeah, I'll see y'all in my